Welcome to this pre-conference show or pre-event pre-event show. So it's the Global Real Estate Investment Conference. We're having a pre-event show with some of the speakers where you get to have a sneak peek into some of what you're going to be learning in the next 3 days. So it's a 3-day event loaded. We're having speakers from all over the world: Canada, US, UK, Dubai, Nigeria, and it's just going to be an amazing event you will never forget. Somebody says dark. Well, unfortunately, this is the light where I am, and you have to endure it. But hey, that's a beautiful scenery. From here, you can see the whole of Dubai. Can you see? So this is one of my beautiful spots in the world. It's 123rd floor, and I just love to come here, and I'm inspired. So if you're going to do real estate big time, you have to have some of your real estate spots, right? So places that you go that just gets you really, really inspired about real estate, about potential, and so this is one of my spots. I'm sorry, some of you have to endure this way. So I hope my guests are here. What you want to do, if you're here and you're one of my guests tonight, kindly send me a request so that way I'll be able to pull you up. I hope Joshua Lano is here. I have a few of our speakers who are going to be joining us tonight, and they will also share with you what you will be learning during their own sessions. But I will be training for 3 days, and one of the things I'm going to be sharing, each day is a lot about my journey in the real estate sector. So the first day, I'm going to do a lot of training around comparing it in the real estate sector. What does one have? What's the advantage of, US compared to UK, or UK compared to to Dubai, or compared to Nigeria? So they want that's part of what I'm going to be sharing with you. We have somebody we call Uncle
Good
Sam.
afternoon. Good evening, sir. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm great.
Very
It's good
well.
to have you.
Very
How you
well.
doing
Good
today?
to be on the platform. So it's been a great following your journey. It's been a fantastic following the great work that you do.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So, uh, Uncle Sam is an old school businessman. He believes in complimentary cards. He believes in coming
Abs-
early. I think there's a lot young realtors need to learn from you. You have realtors now who come late for. You're the first that reached out to me. I think 10 minutes
Yep.
to this time. I'm ready. Let's go. And those are the cultures that really will make you succeed in the real estate sector. Either as an investor, either as a broker, but he is a top guy when it comes to auction. An auction is one of the key ways to be able to buy property at a very low price and sell at a higher price. And Samfongo is the best in the UK, one of the biggest. I mean, it doesn't get bigger than that when it comes to auction. So you're going to be telling, what's this auction, by the way? What does it mean to say I'm buying property via auction in
Okay.
the
So
UK?
thank you once more for the opportunity to come and help share some knowledge. In the UK, most properties are actually sold through estate agents. And what happens is that you walk into a property or to an estate agent, you see a property that they've got for sale, you express an interest, you get shown that property, you make an offer. It can take 3, 4, 5, 6 months, a year to complete. You just don't know what you don't know, because the estate agent has absolutely no clue what issues are what issues that property has. If you flip on the other side, the auction companies, if someone turns up and say, I have a property for sale. Like right now, I have a portfolio I'm selling in Doncaster. So what I've been doing all day today is getting the legal pack prepared because the auction is next. It's in about 2 weeks. So we prepare a whole legal pack, prepare everything about that property, so we know every issue that that property has. So we have it in the legal. Then there'll be one day. I've got 3 or 4 open days for people to come and see and the property, view it, and then there will be a day where you go into a room and those properties have been put up for auction. And whoever buys that property, before they bid, they know what issues there are with the property. So once they bid, they are committed. On the day, they will pay a 10% deposit, exchange contracts, and then complete in 28 days. Whereas previously, through an estate agent, it can take 6 months to discover that the person cannot even buy the property anymore. So it's in miners, we say an auction is where a committed seller meets a committed buyer. So both parties are committed on the day. That's a brief summary of what an auction is.
But, but, but what's the advantage auction gives you that normal going to a broker or an
Okay,
agent doesn't
that's a
give you?
great question. Buying from an auction gives you lots of benefits or advantages of buying. The first, like I articulated earlier, is the speed of transaction. Many investors that I deal with, a lot of investors buy using OPM, other people's money. The last thing you want to do is have someone's money in your account for 6 months waiting to do a transaction and it hasn't gone through, and then the person asks for their money back. So if you're going to use someone's money, you want to have a timeline for a transaction. That I'm going to buy this, finish in complete in 28 days, do my refurb, refinance, and pay you back in 6 months. But if you go to an estate agent, in 6 months, you'll be lucky if you've completed a transaction. So that speed and certainty is one of the key reasons why auctions are fantastic. The next reason why auctions are good in the UK as well is that when properties are being repossessed, or there's a probate, or the council's taking a property from a family where, or for any issues, they have to sell it in an open market to show that they've not favored anyone that is buying it. So you can get some fantastic deals because not everyone goes to auction. So the few people that go, the people that understand how it works, that have the money to move with that velocity, you get a good deal. So most of the repossessed properties get sold at auction. And then secondly, a lot of properties that
Does that now mean that you can buy cheaper
absolutely
via
you
auction?
can find a lot of fantastic deals via auction. And most properties, when you have like all these utility companies, they're selling off housing associations, when they have to sell off their units, like in the UK, what's happening is when we had such low interest rates, the government gave so much money to housing associations. So every housing association in the UK now is building blocks of flats. But they used to have many houses. All those are being sold off now. And the only way that housing associations are allowed to sell their stock is through auctions. So because they have to be seen as selling at arm's length, open market, no one is favored. Everyone comes into the room and bids. So there are quite a few more advantages, but those are the key reasons why you should be looking at auctions as the go-to place to buy.
Okay, good. I mean, Abby is here. Abby is our sales manager here in Dubai. And I want to ask you for, I mean, you've heard, Mr. Samfongo talk about auction. Is there auction in Dubai? And what have you ever compared property deals in the UK versus Dubai? Because one of the things we want to do during this conference is that people can compare. They can see the advantages UK offers that Dubai doesn't offer, the advantage Dubai offer UK doesn't offer, the advantage Canada offers that others don't offer. So that way you can have people diversify, which is what I do. I'm in almost all of these markets, and for me is every country from experience gives you different advantages, right? Different thing that you get here that you may not get there. For example, in the UK, in the US, I'm not sure of Canada yet, but in those two countries, you can leverage to do almost 100% leverage, really, to do your real estate deal. In Dubai, you need a little bit of cash, right? In Nigeria, it's 100% of cash. So, Abby, what do you have for us?
I've been able to get like little information as regards to the UK property market. I think what is quite interesting about the UK's property market is the fact you have your mortgage approved, even with as little as 5% down payments. There are some amazing offers for first-time home buyers in the UK, but I don't really have so much I don't really have so much understanding but I just know there are some benefits because I've been able to have some UK clients who ask me, can I just pay 5%? I'm the first time home buyer. What are the benefits that comes to me? Dubai is you have your money, you get your properties. So basically, and even the mortgage plan is not as sweet as what UK offers. UK can give you as 80% like that, based on what I've heard. I'm open to correction, right? But I'm sure Dubai just gives you about 60, 80. But in terms of returns of investment, of course, I would definitely go for Dubai when it comes to. But I don't have so much information to the UK. But I'm willing to learn from our experts here.
Yep, absolutely. I think. Can I just come in about Dubai?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I do a lot of transactions here for clients from Dubai, and it's very challenging because one of the key advantages of auction in the UK is not a problem in Dubai, because one of the biggest problems that auction solves in the UK is private treaty in the UK takes is a lot longer than dating, because it takes so long. It can take you 6 months, it can take you a year, which that's why I say it's longer than dating, buying a property in the UK through an estate agent. So most of my clients from Dubai, they're so impatient because, in Dubai, your transactions are on steroids. So they can get done almost instantly if you have the money. That's why I say Dubai transactions are on steroids. They just get done. So Dubai hasn't got that problem that auction solves in the UK. Because the committed buyers and sellers can still transact. So, the Dubai market is a very interesting market in the UK. Every single day, we're having open the events here of selling properties in Dubai, because it's a very popular market for the UK. A lot of people buy for service accommodation, for second property. Like where I live in like in Northwood, I remember during lockdown, almost half the whole estate was in Dubai. So it's a popular destination from here.
Yeah, one of the beautiful things that will happen during the event, and that's why I love it, is that we all will learn from each other. All this, even as a speaker, you will still be able to get an opportunity to pick one or two things about the other markets, and so it promises to be a great event. By the way, if Adebayo is around, let us send me a request and I can then pull her up, and then Joshua, so I can pull her up and then maybe you can exit. But yes, the beauty of the entire conference that is starting tomorrow, by the way, is a 3-day event, is that you'll be able to really have a grip of all these various countries, the advantages you get investing in different countries of the world when it comes to real estate. Also, I will be sharing some good news about our own development here. We're starting a 180 unit of 2-bedroom here in Dubai, and we're the first African-owned real estate company to be doing this, right? So for me, it's also a real, it's a privilege that we're really trailing, a pace setter in that sector. And we're hoping that this will encourage a lot more Africans to come and start development. Because sometimes what happens is we are consumers, and I want Samfungo to talk about this. So when it comes to real estate, sometimes we're just into that consuming. And when I mean consumer, get to rent. Joshua, you can exit. Let me bring Dr. Ebuko. Usually, most of us are just like consumers in terms of rent. And a lot of Africans haven't get into that. I want to be an investor. I want to, we can come together, we can start development, we can, put money together, because you look at Dubai, we have more than at least two major commercial developers that are from India. You have commercial developers from different other countries, literally top guys running, building major real estate here. But you're not going to find Africans doing that. And it's also sometimes because we don't come together from the perspective of investment. So can you talk more about this and your own experience in the UK as to us coming together as investors commercially, big projects and stuff?
By the way, congratulations for being the pet setter in Dubai. It's good to know that there is an African developer now in the market in Dubai, which is very high-end, high luxury market. So good luck with that venture. And we'll definitely have to explore and see how we can help you maybe sell some of the units for you in the UK if you want to expand into that market. But yeah, in terms of the Africans developing in the UK, I think quite a lot of progress has been made. Here, there's lots of African developers in the UK. There's a huge amount of Nigerian developers here that are building fantastic units, big, small, then rent-to-rent, service accommodation. The African diaspora is doing fantastically well in the UK. So from that point of view,
Beautiful.
it's going. However, there's still a big gap. The gap that we have is working together. We are working as individual units. Now it's really finding how we come together and work as a team. Because for what I do, for the last sort of 8 years, I've been moderating the property question time, which are an event that used to take place before the auction starts for Auction House London. So most people in London that attend auction would have seen me, and I appraise properties. By doing so, when you're trying to sell a property, you get to understand who owns the property. Say like the portfolio I'm selling in Doncaster is owned by a collective of Asian guys that are buying together. Also, a portfolio of 10 properties. The guy that bought it, Indian guys, I can see that they own together almost like a collective structure. To be honest, I've dealt with some high net worth, some Africans that bought big properties, but I must say I've not sold to a collective of Africans before. So most of the collectives I've got is either Jewish or Indian collectives or just so I haven't come across many Africans that are working together, and I think that from an African perspective or Black perspective is somewhere that's one of the gaps that we need to look at how we work together a bit more as other cultures are doing. But it's so it's getting the leadership, and I think thanks to the event that you did last year, which we all spoke at, we hope that we build up all those types of events, build wealth, and not just wealth, but a mindset of collaboration to say you're better off having a piece of a big Costco cake than having a small cupcake yourself. So I don't know if you know, Costco has like in the UK for $11.99 they have the biggest birthday cake they can never finish. Whereas, so it's not a small cupcake. So if you buy a big cake, everyone can have a piece of it than having a cupcake. But so thanks for the leadership as well, extending to us here with your event for the wealth creation event. Okay. So
I don't know, but you have to take.
And then further, just to talk, since you're not in about the collaboration amongst our people, one of the communities that I buy a lot for is the Jewish community, and what I noticed is a Jewish guy will come to a viewing at auction or something, or we do off market as well. They say they need 10 days. They can exchange with 10%. They need 10 days or 2 weeks to complete. They fly to Tel Aviv and they bring in funds. So the Jewish diaspora works fantastically well with the Jewish guys back home, but I doubt if we do that as because I would like to see people flying into Lagos to raise capital to come and invest here, but I don't think we're doing that yet. But that, without a shadow of a doubt, I know Jewish developers that they don't take any finance here. All their finances from Tel Aviv. They fly home to get money. For us, it's not the same. But we need to look at how the diaspora works collaboratively with back home. And with that way, we can grow together.
I agree with you, Mr. Sam, because for me, I think that there's so much noise sometimes from us as Africans about racism, about the need to be respected, but we're not putting the work that helps that respect to come. And part of that is the economics of it. You know, I was sharing with somebody, I said it's difficult to end racism without ending poverty amongst Black people. If you're really serious about that conversation, then part of it has to be how do we become investors? How do we build wealth amongst ourselves? How do we come together as a voice? Because even if when you look at the Jews, how have the Jews been able to curb anti-Semitic statements and hatred against the Jews? It's been by economic power as well. Because at the end of the day, the people who control things behind the scene are Jewish, and they're going to tell you can't do that, right? You can't do that because and because of their financial muscle, they have been able to get global respect among the Jewish community. It's happening with the Arabs as well now. You are seeing what's going on in the Middle East in terms of how big the Middle East is becoming. Their massive investment. See what happened at the World Cup. Being able to tell Budweiser you cannot sell drink in public. You know, but hey, you put down $50 billion to host the World Cup. Oh, well over.
Yeah.
You have the right to say what you have the right to. Qatar have the right to say whatever they have to say is on their soil. So I agree that there's so much we can do as a community, and this helps because Dr. Ibukun is big into mortgage option, particularly for people in Nigeria, and so I need to speak a bit about your work with helping people acquire property, you know, leveraging a mortgage.
So, thank you very much, and well done with the good work that you're doing. I think that is just beautiful. I mean, about 2 weeks ago that we had a meeting in Dubai. Can you hear me?
Yes.
About 2 weeks ago, we had a meeting in Dubai. Was for me, I led that meeting saying, I'm grateful for people like you blazing trails in the property sector in Dubai, because we then begins to open up that space for Africans beyond just doing compulsory investments there, but really bringing a lot of awareness. So for me, for example, Dubai is, in my opinion, in the next 20 years, in the next 10 years, if you don't have significant property investment, you have missed out on new property right? So this is the time for people to look very that. But what was more interesting for me was that you were looking to how people teach how to physically use OPM in the space of mortgages to say, I don't have all the money yet, but let's read on the mortgage system that works. The proponents of people with mortgages enter into real estate ownership investment because of the heightened risk on investment that it gives, on your own investment capital that it gives. But then taking that a step further, so let people look beyond the Nigerian client and say, okay, I need to have investments outside these shores. I need to have investments in a place like Dubai. Mortgages are a fantastic option for me to own those investments. So I may not have everything that it takes to invest in Dr. Stephen Akita's new set of partners, but I can mortgage. And then from put my own money, use mortgages, and I'm a property owner in Dubai. I think it's such a simplistic explanation that what we need to do is load it a lot more. I feel that the importance of mortgages is whether people buying properties back home in Nigeria, people buying properties outside the shores, the importance of people being able to take advantage of. Yeah.
Dr. Ibuku, is it possible to change your network? Because people are struggling to hear. I think it's not clear enough.
Oh,
it's
yes, so that's a challenge. I'm in Kigali. I'm not home at the moment. My options are limited. Kigali at the moment. I'm connected to the hotel Wi-Fi. So.
Is where in Kigali are you? Marriott or?
I'm in Radisson. So let me try again.
Maybe they can
okay,
help you
let me hold on.
Yeah,
Let me see what that can be done. So I'm still breaking right now, right?
No,
let me get out and come back in.
It's better.
You're a bit better now. I think you're a bit better
okay.
now. Yeah. Okay, you
let
can exit and come back. Let's see. Yes. That will be better. Beautiful. So, Bukola, Abisola, I wanted to ask for, so people do, there's a whole lot of off-plan that goes on in Dubai. How much can we trust this off-plan? Because sometimes, particularly Africans are scared of off-plan. So I'm paying for this property, it's not yet built. What if something goes wrong? So you have people concerned about that. What assurance do you want to give us to people who want to begin to consider investing in Dubai and are not UAE nationals, they are not resident in Dubai? What's the assurance that it's that their asset is safe, is secured?
Okay. Thank you for that. So basically, if you want to go into off-plan projects in Dubai, like I used to inform my clients, there are lots of developers here. So it's very, very important. We also check the track records of the developers you are working with, especially in the off-plan aspects, because it's definitely, you have to look at the delivery time. You have to look at the past or track records of these particular developers upon the delivery, the construction quality, and the rest. So if you're able to get one of those things right, we're able to also get the location right, because there are different locations you could also invest in Dubai that can give you good returns in terms of investments options if you are looking towards investments. And there are some that it's not a go-to area for investment, it's just for end users. So you need to understand that as well. So the location of this project is very critical. And of course, you've been able to pick the right developer, you've been able to pick the right location, and there are also, what's it called, how would I put it, with the right developers, with the right location, and also the regulatory bodies in Dubai, they would also be able to regulate how this off-plan investment thing works, even with developers, to ensure that it gets delivered as when due. So then what you need to do is to wait for delivery. And most times, I'm going to give you like a case scenario of my clients who have been able to go into off-plan investment. Some, it was, I would not mention their name, but some, they did it out of so much fear, even though they are able to trust the major person that introduced them to it, but they are not so sure. And I'm happy that some of them, we've been able to do their snagging stage. We've been able to do their handover properties as well. They've been able to get their properties handed over to them, and they then trust the system. And some even bought the property as some have been able to even get good capital appreciation on that property. So about 20%, 15%, and the rest. So when it comes to buying off plan properties, in fact, that is the best thing that works here in Dubai. If you buy it at off plan, it's either you sell it off before it's completed, or you wait. It has the capital, the equity of the property has definitely increased over time. You have your capital appreciation, then you can start getting your rental income. So basically that works. That absolutely works. Location, developers, picking the right location, picking the right project, and buying at the right time. You need to also know when to buy. You have to buy at the right time, when you can still buy at a very affordable rate, and you have a very high tendency of having good capital appreciation. Not that you are waiting till the property is completed, there's already capital appreciation on the property, you are then buying at a ridiculous amount, and then you're not making so much on capital appreciation. All you have to be doing is just be getting your money as well. And another thing you also need to know is once it's completed, there's also a very high returns in your short-term rentals, package. So Dubai is a very good opportunity, and I must also say that we are grateful for you, Dr. Stephen, and how you've been able to picture Africans here in Dubai. And I'm sure this development of a thing is definitely going to skyrocket and bring in more respect. At least it's definitely going to be a life changer for Africans here in Dubai. So it's a good one.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that, Bisa. It means a lot. Dr. Ibuku, if you're still there, send a request so we can pull you up again. Mr. Samfongo, I wanted to ask, what is like the percentage, what we'll call discount? Let's just use the word discount. If I'm buying from, with an auction versus buying from an agent, is there 10% less than the market price, 20%? What are the range? Then you've been posting some links. Can you explain what the links
Yes,
are?
I'll send a link which if people subscribe to that, they'll just get on our mailing list. We email them deals every day, links that they just mailing, which you don't have to. What I say to people is, you don't wait until you have money to then go and get the knowledge. You need to start looking at what deals are going through. And I've just been putting some notes or some comments from what I've already said. But first, let me answer your question about what kind of discount you can expect from auction. That is tied into how we take properties to auction. To take a property into auction in the UK, if you go to an estate agent, let's take a proverbial property that's worth £100,000. If you go to an estate agent, the first estate agent will put it for 105 or maybe say 110 to wait for an offer for 100. When you go to the next one, they will say, oh yeah, if you've got 105, I'll put it for 120 for you to see if we can get one. So they try and put it higher and higher. But if you go to an auctioneer, the property is worth 100,000. What the auctioneer would do is that they will put it down. They will put what they call a guide price at 75,000, which is 25% below market value, which is why people always say, I'm looking for a property 25% below market value. It's a terminology that's come from the auction market, because the guide price has to be minimum discount 25% guide.
Sure.
For it to be a good auction lot. And then the reserve will be 10% above that, which is about 85,000, which is 15% below market value. So if you buy a property at the reserve, you bought it 15% below market value, and it can be lower than that because this is a proverbial property. But which is being sold by maybe you and I, but if you have like a probate situation, because a whole lot of people in the UK don't have family members to fight over their wealth when they die, you go to some charity, and I've sold that. And when you have a property that's 100,000, you suggest to a charity that you're going to put an auction for 50,000. They say, okay, fine. You list it 50,000. And you can only reserve it 10% above, so you reserve it at maybe 55,000. So anywhere above 55, you buy it if no one else bids beyond that. So you can get some significant discounts at auction. But when a property lot is listed, the minimum that you'll be looking at is about 15% of discount to get, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, guys, we cannot discuss everything today, and that's why we have this 3-day conference. It's called the Global Real Estate Investment Conference. It's holding from tomorrow, Saturday, down till Monday. And I personally will be training every day, and I'll be breaking down some deep secrets, particularly as regards OPM, as regards some of the best deals, as regards best time to buy in some of these markets. I'll be sharing with you strategies I've used when it comes to investing in real estate. What are the factors? I'll be sharing with you exclusively the data I'm using to do the new development we have in Dubai. Why Dubai? Why now? Well, what is the, potential that I've seen that has made me to put into that. So all of that you're going to be learning and much more. So we have great speakers. Mr. Samfongo will be breaking down UK auction, how to go about it. We have Femi is Aguda is a top guy, when investor here in Chicago in the US. I mean, started 2015. Today, I mean, moved to the UK, shared it in the story with less than $1,000 to the US rather, with less than $1,000, and he's been able to build a multi-million dollar corporation. I mean, he rides Rolls Royce, and it's a big man, big man. At least we love for Rolls Royce is something me and him share in common. We have Deborah, based in Canada, real estate investor as well as a broker, and she's going to be sharing agent, and she's going to be sharing as well the Canada market, A to Z of investing in Canada, A to Z of investing in the US, A to Z of investing in UK, A to Z of investing in Dubai, A to Z of investing in Nigeria, the mortgage option. I mean, it's just on and on and on. So you leave the conference really being a loaded person. So all of you who are a member of the Stephen Aktai University, the conference is free for all members of the university. And the only way to be part of the conference is to become a member of the Stephen Aktai University. That's all. So we're not really charging for it. It's just, what is Stephen Aktai University is an e-learning university, online university that has over 1,000 trainings, from real estate to forex to crypto to business development to marketing to sales, and it's content of my entire life work of over 10 years, and that of my mentors. Right, you see me with Grant Cardone, a whole session, a whole course about. I think Grant Cardone has 2 courses there. Robert Kiyosaki has a course. Les Brown has a course. Brian Tracy, I think, has 2 courses. John Maxwell, all these people. And even this conference as well, the content goes to the university. So for you to be a part, you just have to be a member of the Stephen Aktai University. And for you to do that, just go to www.stephenaktaiuniversity.com/global event, and you click and you register. Voila, you'll be part of this live 3-day event. But not just that, you now have access to the entire courses of over 1,000 courses, and you get certificate for every course that you do on our portal, including you later going to do courses on this same conference itself. So it's amazing what the Stephen Aktai University is doing, and for me, it's one of my biggest legacy that I'm leaving on this earth, because by the time I'm long dead, I don't know how many courses will be in the Stephen Aktai University. Literally, it's probably going to run to almost hundreds of thousands. and people will be able to have access to it and learn and grow and be better and build wealth for themselves. So I'm excited about that. Again, Dr. Ibuku, if you are back, send a request so I can pull you up. Somebody has a question, some Fongo, about mortgage, that can you buy a mortgage property on
Okay,
auction?
I think I made a comment earlier saying on Monday I would share a game changer, which would be about bridging loans. So I think I'll keep that question for Monday. So if you come on Monday during my speaking slot,
Okay.
I will talk to you about a bridging loan is a kind of a mortgage, but not a traditional mortgage as you know it. I will share a bit more on Monday during the presentation on how it works. So the answer is, can you use a mortgage? Is yes and no. But I would give you the insight on that day. Yeah.
You'll find out on Monday.
Yes. On Monday. Yeah. Yeah.
Now that's a tricky
Yeah.
one. Yes and no.
But
So now the guy is confused. Okay. But well, knowledge is power. So
yes.
like he said, come on Monday and you'll be able to get, because the truth is that we can't take all that we need to know in this 1 hour session. It is a pre-event. We just wanted to give you a taste of what you're going to be getting during the conference, just to have a taste. Yeah, you look better now.
Okay.
So yes, we have Dr. Ibuku. But by the way, you're chopping live. Well, you didn't invite me to this Kigali.
They invited me to Dubai when you were gone. You see. even though you invited me to Dubai, yeah, that's fair enough. Anyways, okay. Is this better now?
Yeah.
Can you better now?
Yeah, we can manage.
We'll
Okay.
manage.
I
think we just need to manage.
found
Go ahead.
works not so great, but this is a different one now. Let's hope that works. Okay. Very well.
Yes, you were speaking earlier, so just continue.
No, so it's basically the concept of being able to, the leverage that you get using mortgages in different clients, different shapes. Like, as it has been said, come on 29th so you can hear more. But it's important for people to know how mortgages work. Most Nigerians are not they just don't even understand the concept of mortgages, and we don't have so many people saying that you can use mortgages within the country and outside the country. You know, it's beautiful to that you have included it in what you're going to be focusing on in the next conference. I was very happy to talk quickly about. I'm passionate about mortgages. I've worked with mortgages to achieve the otherwise that they could achieve. And I think that's really the focus of mortgages. Able to first achieve the could achieve in terms of real estate investments, and then when they know it, they then use it to literally amplify. So focus on the 29th. And thank you for inviting me on to speak. It'll be great, and I look forward to that session.
Thank you very much. I really wish I wanted to drill a lot, but unfortunately your network is really freezing. We look forward to have guys. For me, I think Dr. session is going to be great for a lot of you want to invest back, because the mortgage is really underutilized, and people think that property prices are high in Nigeria particularly, and I think they are way cheaper, honestly, as far as I'm concerned. Where a 2-bedroom, for example, in Nigeria, you get it for 50-something million,
yes,
right? Depends on the location. 2-bedroom. Now, when you change that to dollars, right? That's even less than $100,000, right? And for you to get the same 2-bedroom in Dubai, you probably need more than $380,000. Abi, am I correct?
Yeah.
Well, more than $380,000, right? To get the same, in UK, more than that, in US, more than that. The only and I think even the rental income, if you buy it in the right neighborhood, because sometimes people don't understand the advantage of buying real estate property in Nigeria within an
Yes.
estate concept. Because within an estate, you can easily give it to lawyers, to facility managers, and the caliber of people who rent your property
Yeah.
are those who will pay your rent, not when you decide to build in Oshodi and most of your tenants are not
Yes.
paying you and then using God to beg you for why they can't pay their rent. And so when you buy a property within an estate concept, it's easily managed for you. You just get a rental income. The same way we do here in Dubai. All my investors just get their money sent to them every month or every year, depending on the tenancy contract. And they're not here in Dubai. They're not having any headache. They just keep getting money. And cash flow is king. Your ability to have passive income, your ability to make money while you sleep or without having to do anything. You put in money one time and the money just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. It's really how wealth is created, and it's just a good opportunity that you want to take advantage of. So guys, it's going to be a great time starting tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Is a 3-day event. Like we said, we have more than 8 speakers. I'll be speaking every day. It's my event, so I've used power, I've used the veto power to allow myself to speak every day. Other speakers will speak once a day. But we're going to have a really, really great time learning about real estate. And there's so much money in this sector. I will not be here without real estate. I mean, I'm pretty good with, understanding wealth, investment, starting businesses. But no business has taken me financially to the level real estate has done. No business has given the kind of profit real estate has done. I probably would have still been playing local champion in digital marketing if I'd remained there, because that was really how we started as a company. And in digital marketing, you and I know, you get a deal of 50 million, right? In digital marketing, you're going to be jumping. Like, that is big. That's huge. In real estate, that's just one of those small transactions, right? So real estate is really, really has been good to me, and I hope it will be good to you guys as well as you learn, as you build capacity. Sam Harvard, how are you? Good to have you here. Says, but the rental are not the same though. Well, let me allow, I don't know whether Dr. Ibuku can speak to this. He's saying the rental income of Dubai and Nigeria are not the same. Do you want to speak
Okay.
to that?
When I ask that question again, I'll ask you the session tomorrow, because there'll be a bit where we'll speak to what you call. So when you're talking about did he say rental income or rental return? Because you had to look at it in terms of rental return. That is, what is the return on your investment? When you say rental income, I didn't see that question, so I didn't read it exactly. But did he say rental return or rental income? Because,
It just says rental, but
rental
he's
return.
referring to rental.
So we'll talk about that in detail tomorrow. How you need to look at your client, how much you've invested, your mortgage interest rate, and compare it to your rental return where you're buying that property for, to allow you make a decision. Is this the right mortgage for me? And it will be relative to where that property is, not just country, but even what is demand for rentals like where that property is in the country that you're looking at, right? So the many factors that come to play. It's such a big question when you say, is my rental in Dubai same thing as my rental in Nigeria? Absolutely, it's not going to be the same, but there are many factors that come to play. even in that, you're also thinking rentals. Are you thinking traditional rentals, or you're thinking the less traditional ones like your Airbnbs? You know, so there are many factors that you need to consider, and all of them come to play making your investment decisions, whether you're buying directly or you're buying via mortgages. So after being the session tomorrow.
Absolutely, but Harvard, what I would say is also you need to, when you compare the cost of purchase, you know, ultimately, for example, you buy with $380, $80,000, you can buy a one-bedroom here in Dubai. Now you have an average of between, you know, 5% to 8% rental income. Now, when that same amount of money, if you put it also in Nigeria and you buy in the right location, it will probably give you 4 or 5 units of houses. When you compare the rental income of all those 4 or 5 units, right, it may almost equal what you're getting also in Dubai. So again, it's a question of what your goal is. Of course, Nigeria also is affected by inflation and, you know, the fact that dollar can fall. So sometimes, which is why this conference is important, because you just need to diversify. Because many times your reason for investing should be different. For example, for us in GTEx, our biggest investment is still Nigeria. Our biggest return is still Nigeria. But why are we starting development in Dubai? We need to diversify. Why did we invest in the US? We need to diversify. So you can't say because I get, you know, more profit in this place, I'm going to stick there, because something can happen to the economy of that place, right? Something can happen to your business in that place. You don't want to be tied to one location, or not be in a position where you can bounce back easily. You have a lot of options. You have a lot of opportunity. And the same way, even Dubai economy could crash as well. The real estate market crashed in Dubai some years ago as well. So, but when you diversify, it's impossible for everything to crash at the same time in all the countries. So you have that leverage, you know, and that's part of the advantage of being part of the event. Monique Amoju says you're struggling to register. So send me a DM. Anyone who is struggling to register, send a DM, and you know, the team will reach out to you. Make sure you put your phone number as well.
Doctor, just to add to what you said, even though I must admit, I personally haven't invested much in Africa, but I've organized a lot of events here where I've brought developers from Nigeria. I've helped here sell property in Cape Verde. So when they took me to Cape Verde, showed me all the developments there. One thing I must say about Africa is that real estate is the best tool to create wealth. And wealth creation differential depends on where you start and where you end up. There's nowhere else in the world more than Africa where you have land that's ascribed a value of 0. You can come in, you change it from 0, because I did on Instagram. I still have some pictures of me walking on some land in Cape Verde. That land, when the British guys went there, they got it. It was 0. They gave it to them for free. Not many people on this forum now can afford to buy there. So that ability to take land that is being ascribed a value of 0, make it to be X amount per square meter. There's nowhere else that has a lot of 0 land than Africa. I'm done speaking.
I that's a powerful point. I hope a lot of because I know some of us may be first timers or beginners in the real estate sector, so you may not understand taking land from 0. But what he just says is really, really powerful, because particularly in places like UK, US, you don't even find that. I mean, you and I were talking in the UK about the issue of permits and you know, building permits, and in terms of the design and how that can take donkeys of years. I think there was a property we saw that took the man, he bought the land, took him
absolutely,
almost 4 years, you know, to get the design permits, in terms of what to build on it and things like that. So Africa has, and mind you, you also have that unique opportunity as well with UK, because Africa will not give you the leverage option that UK will give you or US will give you. So the essence of the conference is you're able to see what everybody's, the options and the advantage of every of these countries, the edge. For example, we're going to be doing some major development in the US next year, 2024, and we're about to get a SEC license where we'll be able to, start what we call real estate investment trust. So literally, we're starting a lot of those development in the US almost with zero money, because the initial 20% that I need to drop, you're able to raise that from investors. You get mortgage to balance the rest, right? And then the company still makes huge profit, and the that is just amazing. So you won't get that in Africa for real. You won't necessarily get that in Dubai as well. But that's why we're saying be a global real estate investor, right? Be able to, okay, I leverage this here, I leverage that here, I leverage this option here. For example, auction is not needed in Dubai, but auction becomes a major leverage in the UK, right? I mean, I was shocked when I discovered that it could take you 6 months to buy a property. We have a client who wants to buy one of the properties we sell in the UK, and it's, we've still been on it. I think it's 3 months now.
It's a lot of.
We're still,
That's what I'm saying, that buying a property, private transaction in the UK is probably more tedious. Well, I'm not saying dating is tedious, but you know what I mean. It's almost like dating. Yeah, it can take you ages.
So you will quickly get your wife and get married.
Absolutely.
Before you buy property.
You find a wife before you. Yeah.
It's a very, really, I think it's highly regulated. Sometimes the challenge that you have with the UK, is the heavy regulation. Particularly when it comes to moving of funds as well, it's just heavily regulated. Here in Dubai, you can literally be a landlord in a matter of minutes, not even hours, minutes. Done, seal. Welcome to the League of Landlords, right? In minutes, really. So I look forward to the conference. I want to thank all of you for accepting to come and share and impact everyone. And we just can't wait to have you at the event. And we hope people will be able to learn. What's your final word? Let me start with Abby. What should people be expecting to learn from you, and what's your final word, Abby?
Okay. Firstly, thank you for the opportunity to speak at your platform. And of course, I would expect everyone watching us right now to have registered and be part of it. Because most times people don't understand how easy it is. I'm sure some of them might be thinking, they may not even understand how easy it is to even purchase properties in Dubai. I'll be specifically speaking on how you can purchase properties in Dubai, the regulations, and also what the other major benefits that comes with you purchasing the properties. And I'm definitely going to be sharing some secrets about what you need to avoid as well, not to lose your investments in Dubai, because a lot of people have actually lost several investments in Dubai, just merely buying properties or not having very quality information about how the real estate market works, and they're just jumping into it. I've had a lot of clients who have called me,
Like all this time share,
some of them
timeshare
do timeshare. Some of them will just call me, hello, are you happy? Do you what? Which says, I want to sell my property. I'm like, you did not buy the property from me. Now you want me to help you sell your property. So what's the issue? I cannot continue. I didn't know this is what happened. I didn't know this is how it works. So you need to understand you need to have the prior knowledge before going into the market. And I'm going to be giving that to you. And just if you are able to be on that platform tomorrow. And yes, I look forward to seeing every one of you, and I look forward to sharing everything I can share as in respect to Dubai real estate market. So I just hope every one of you have registered, and yeah, so we get to see.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Yes. Uncle Sam
Wow. So good.
Fongo. Ladies and gentlemen, drum rolling. But some of you don't know how big
Wow.
Sam Fongo is. So it's like the Lord of
Wow.
auction. When you say Lord of the
Thank you.
he's the Lord
Thank
of
you. Thank you.
auction.
Yeah. So in terms of just summarizing what we're going to look at, I think there's someone that asked, "Can you buy property with a mortgage?" And I say yes and no. And I wasn't trying to be difficult, but the point I was trying to make is that when you read real estate book or you read any real estate transaction, you have rules that you have to follow. But when you have the right network, if you have the right people, the right power team around you, everything is negotiable. If you have the will and the team, you can make way. And what we're going to do over the next few days, we'll show you how people who have will can make way. So that's why I was saying is yes and no, because if you have the right people around you, you can change. What I say is everything is up for negotiation if you have the right team around you. So the next 3 days, hopefully you will learn how to build the right team around you to help you make way wherever you have the will. I'm done speaking. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Come on, guys. Put it up, put it up, put it up, put it up. I want to thank all of you for coming. I really look, more people are joining us. But hey, guys, where have you guys been? So, but we're gonna be live. It's gonna be tomorrow, starting tomorrow down to Monday. We're gonna be having a great time at the Global Real Estate Investment Conference. You can register now, but if you're already a member of the Sivakta University, it's free for you. We're gonna have a great time. If you're not yet a member of the Sivakta University, just go to www.sivaktauniversity.com/global event, or you can send me a DM. If you're struggling registering, send a DM. My team are just going to reply you. I'm going to give you all the details you need. But it's going to be electric. Guys, we've assembled some of the best in the game.
Okay.
These are big guys who are going to be sharing. And I
Yeah,
will
just 1
also be
second.
sharing personally.
I think someone just DM me saying, they sent me a DM saying, well, London is too expensive. One of the things I would do, I'll give you a brief market review or update on the UK market, because when we talk about UK, everyone thinks of London. Now, there's so much out there than London. So I would do a brief update on the UK market. What happens in London, Birmingham, Manchester, Blackpool, Teesside. So I'll give you an overview of the whole market. So it's not just London. So forget about the.
And I think one of the things you will also learn from Sam Fongo is the emerging markets, having to map out the entire UK, because there are some places that have a lot of potentials and are not yet very expensive. They're not as pricey, but development is moving there. Population growth is moving there, and if you start from those places, you can build good portfolio. And so don't look at it from just London. London, it could be even saturated, and sometimes some of these things are even overpriced. Well, there's so many other locations that you can go and try. So it's going to be a great time, guys. We look forward to having a wonderful time with you all. So go register again, www.university/global event, or just send a DM. We see you tomorrow. We see you that Saturday. We see you on Sunday. We see you also on Monday. It's a 3-day date with me and amazing speakers. I will be showing you how I started from almost zero over 10 years ago. And then 8 years ago into development and how we're killing it in development, from you know what we're doing in Dubai, what we're doing in Nigeria, and land banking. You're gonna learn so much. I love you all. Thank you, and thank you all who made it out for this pre-event show. I really thank you for making out the time. Thank you so much. See you all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Bye.